Hey guys, welcome back to Homestead Prepping and Survival. Well, of course, I started the video right as it ended. There was a couple of the blue Orpington roosters that were fighting, trying to determine which one's the boss. And then the third one decided to get in, so they weren't fighting bad, but they're trying to establish dominance. But they peck at each other and jump at each other, and anyway, that one, he's got a little blood around his where he got pecked, but he's the one that won. He didn't stop. But I was just going to do a little update for y'all. Had a long day yesterday, last day of the week of work, and I spent a bunch of time sleeping. So, really hadn't got much done. Today I will do some recording, tomorrow after church, but I can tell y'all I've been getting anywhere from 7 to 9 eggs a day. So the day before yesterday, which would have been Thursday, I got 9 eggs. And then yesterday I got 3 from the first pen, 1 from the adults, the older adults, and then 3 from the last pen. First time that's happened. Oh, now the cats are trying to moan and groan at each other. Anyway, but today I got 3 from the first pen, 4 from the second, the adults, and 2 from the last pen. And look at that hen getting up there scratching the straw out of the nesting box. I'm going in and run her out, but either way, thought I'd give y'all an update. I'm trying to see. The cats decided to run off when I was going to walk over there. The old girl cat, she's been fixed. She can't have babies, but that old stray cat, I've never laid a hand on him, so she gets tired of him hanging around sometimes and will fuss at him. I've never actually seen him fight. But I have not let the chickens out pretty much all week. And I let them out today. It was later in the afternoon, so I'm only letting them out for a couple hours. And let them scratch and all that. Y'all saw the video. We clipped one wing on all of them earlier this week. So I haven't had a flying out issue today, which was the purpose. So the older rooster right there, that's the oldest of all the new ones, he's the one been flying out because he gets chased by several of the others. But clipping their wings, I'm hoping, has solved that issue. Either way, I will record more for y'all tomorrow, show you some other stuff I've done and I'm working on, and we'll come back at it then. Alright guys, it's the next day. Look what I've done. I got 3 of those pumpkin plants and repotted them. Actually did that last night. And then come down here to let chickens out. And there's another one that's popped up over here and another one over there. So there's 2 more. I may pull them up and put them in with the other ones. See which ones make it. But either way, we've had a lot of light rain last night, misting and all that. So I'm gonna let these birds out. Let them run and play and forage and whatever. See how many eggs are in here. It's still early. They're not done laying for the day. Yeah, there's 3 in this one. And their feeder is really low. So I'll need to fill them up today. See what the adults have. Probably nothing. But their feet are still half. Well, there's 3 over here. And like I say, I'm sure they're not done laying for the day, but we'll find out, won't we? Alright, let these little ones out. Come on. He's skittish because he gets picked on a lot. Well, there's one in that little box. There's one on the ground back there. This thing won't stop overflowing. It's about to get on my last nerve. Alright, so there's 2 in here, 3 and 3. That's 8. We'll see if there's any more get laid today. It's funny how they come out and then go investigate everybody else's pen. See, he's gonna go over there. But let me go see what I can get started today. Well, how about that? Trying to do his job. He ain't learned how yet, but he's trying. She lost a feather and then she picked it up. Look. That Wyandotte back there in the pen with the other eggs. It may lay one in there with them. You can't ever tell. But there's definitely another pumpkin plant there. It's got another seed on top. And then another one popping up. Get over here to it. Right there. So there's more than that, but anyway, at least I'll try to plant them and see if they do anything. Old boy cat down here. I fed them before church this morning. I have exterminated fire ant beds on this property. Pretty much none here. Black ants, but no fire ants. And I need a fire ant bed to put that deer head in. They'll strip it clean. I probably will have to fill up Sparky's feeder today. He's not sure I'm coming over yet. So nice, sure. No jumping. Yep, getting pretty low. I gotta fill it back up. And this water's getting low too. Quit pulling on it. But I'll get back with y'all when I get into more stuff today. Alright, well, there's thing 2. Filled up all 3 feeders. Raked out the first and last pen. I did not rake out the adults because that's mostly fresh hay they've got on the ground in there. It wasn't bad before they spread hay, so anyway, and they kind of like that. See, they're in there, the other hens are in there wallering in it and stuff. But went ahead and filled up the feeders, raked out the first and last pen, and I went ahead and raked their run area. And I threw quite a few handfuls out, like one there, one there, one where they are, and 2 or 3 more over there. Just because they like to scratch around and peck, and that'll keep them from attacking the feeders since I just filled them up. But when I came out here a few minutes ago, that young teenage rooster with the black tail over there was outside the pen again. So I'm guessing I'm not going to have a whole lot of choice but to go up another 2 feet on this fence, which is not that big a deal. I can add to the post, you know, because most of the posts are tall enough anyway. I only have 2 I need to add to, which is this one in the middle. Well, 3. This middle one here. This middle one here, which I drove into the ground with a sledgehammer. And then add to this post. So either I'm going 6 feet or I'm going to go 6 feet and make it bigger. And I don't think I'm ready to make it bigger yet, at least not for the winter. I'd rather wait till spring when they've got fresh grass growing to come on out with it. And I've been giving this some thought. When I turned this room at this end of the building into a cooler, that old P-tack there's coming out, the condenser's probably going to set on the ground right here. So I'm thinking of coming out and just go ahead and block this side off where you can't drive through. So it'll more than double the depth from where I am here to there, and go as far down as I can toward my water towers where it's going to be. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. Y'all know nothing's cheap anymore. So wire to do that's probably going to cost me a couple $100, but it is what it is. They need more room to run, especially if I'm going to run, you know, 25 to 35 chickens, and right now I'm at 28. So once I butcher off some of these roosters and the older hens, I won't have that many, but you know, when the worst of winter's over with, I'm going to get some more babies and put them in a pen by themselves again, raise them, you know, keep the rotation going. So I've got butchering coming up. I just honestly not wanting to have time to do it. Been sick on and off, so. But there's too many roosters, so I've got to get rid of some. I know my daughter needs 1 or 2. My brother wants 1 or 2. And, you know, they all want hens. But they'll just get them whenever they're ready. And I'm going to keep at least 3 roosters, if not 4 or 5. And then the rest of them, because there's at least 7 or 8 roosters. So there's too many. Maybe more than that. I really haven't counted lately, but there's a Wyandotte or 2 that looks like a rooster, but I haven't seen one act like a rooster yet. So they could just be that breed with a little bit more comb and neck, whatever. See the adult daddy chasing the teenager? He'll fly over the dad burn fence because of that. But either way, the daddy's one of the ones that's going to get butchered just because he's 2 years old and it's time. But either way, a bigger run area will give them more space so they don't fight and mess around as much as they do now, as far as fighting and not getting along. But I'm definitely going to double, if not triple, their run area. Because looking at it here, if I brought it all the way out to where I am, which is about 4 or 5 feet off the building, all the way over to where they are, that's more than doubling this direction. And if I go all the way down to where I've got this little pole laid, that's going to more than double the big area, almost triple it, and pretty close to triple. So, and I was thinking of going somewhere right in here. So I need to measure that. But I'm also talking with my brother about getting my place fenced in. So he's going to figure up for me what it's going to cost me to get it, at least the wood area fenced in, so I can turn 2 or 3 goats loose back there. And all I'll do is just come off the water line I've already got somewhere in here and run it down to the corner so that I can feed and water at one corner and let them kind of control this privy and everything else that likes to take over. But I'd like to fence the whole property in, but that's just not feasible for me, not right now. So anyway, a couple more things done. The chicken feeders are full, and I raked out 2 of the pens and their run area to give them a little bit cleaner area to scratch and all that stuff, because all these leaves falling. But you see, this tree is 99% of the leaves have already fallen, so at least that part's over with. Now I can run over it with the mower and chop up and mulch these leaves and try to make it look a little bit better for them, for me and for them. But I'll be back when I get more done. Well, there you go. There's my first. I got a couple more eggs out of the adult pen in there, and 2 of them were the 2 small ones in here in the middle that look like their first timer. So 10 eggs. That's the first time I've gotten double digits. I'll take it. I still got a couple Wyandottes messing around inside the nesting boxes over there. So it's still early afternoon. I may end up with a few more before the day's over with. But I'm thinking about trying to find my sawzall and see if I can't get the pruning on some of these trees. But really need to get my son-in-law with his pole saw over here so I can do the tops. I don't want them to get taller. But anyway, thought I'd share with y'all first time double digit eggs. Well, had this little Wyandotte raising sand like she was laying an egg for the first time or something. But she was in the first pen and came out. I walked over just to see. And this little blue orpington was in here. And she just kind of messing around in the pens, but I don't think it was her, but because it's still warm. But one of them's laid another egg. That's 11 for today. I'll take it. Much as this feed's costing me, a dozen a day seems about fair. But anywho, guys, I got several parts of video I've got to get in there and get put together for you. And try to have it edited so I can upload it in the morning. Y'all have your Monday video. But I know it's a little longer than normal. I do appreciate y'all that watch all the way through, and I thank y'all very much for all the subscribers. And if you look, Teenage Rooster's outside the pen again. It's the 3rd time, by the way. I've already put him up twice today. All I have to do is run him to the front side, and if I open that door, he'll go in. But he's about to get on my last nerve getting out of this pen, and haven't seen him fly out, but I think tonight I'll go grab my scissors and come out while he's roosting and try to clip his other wing. Maybe I can get the lift off of him so he can't get out as easy. But either way, that's going to wind it up for today's video. I do appreciate y'all once again for watching, and all the new subscribers. Thank y'all very much. I've got to round him up to this side of the pen. And usually, if he don't run around the back, which looks like that's what he's doing, if I can get him to go to the front, I'll open that door, shoo the others away from the door and open it, and he'll run right on in there. He's not a big problem, but the problem's him keep getting out. We made sure to clip his wing really well the other day, but apparently not enough. So I'm gonna clip the other one and see if I can just prevent him from getting the lift he needs to get out of there. So y'all have a great week, and Christmas is coming up pretty soon. Y'all remember to keep the reason of Christmas alive in your family, especially with your kids. It's not about giving and getting gifts. It's about the gift that Jesus gave us. So remember the 2 things I always tell you. Jesus loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared. If anybody needs a rooster that can come get him, I'll sure let you have that little aggravating rascal, because he won't stay in the pen.